was like, what the fuck is sticking his tongue out at me?
If I was in a wheelchair, I'd be like... Yeah, I was actually at a family reunion. That tells you what kind of family I'm from. I come from a very redneck family. Very... What?
Very, not with that fast ball type family. Roll Tide. Oh!
Just turn the other end on that one.
But yeah, I come from a very college football, Roll Tide, Alabama kind of fan family. And my family's always like, oh, hold the baby, Jacob, you need to hold the baby. And I got this cousin, Dustin, he's this big football-looking motherfucker. Like, you just look at him. His head looks like a helmet, his shoulders look like pads. He's born for football. And they're like, hold the baby, Jacob, hold the baby. Finally, I hold the baby and go, hey, Dustin, go long. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I shouldn't go there. You never shake a baby. You juke him or spin him. I want to see other sports, like wrestling. You get this wrestling where they throw the ref over the rope. They just pick him up, toss him, or they just kick him. I want to see pro football do this. I've done this before, but I want to see Tom Brady just stunner a motherfucker. Just boom, lay it in there, T.O., we know he's gonna pile driver. Michael Vick, he's gonna stick the dogs on his ass. Yeah, well, I was at this family reunion. I was talking to my brothers, and my brothers they like to talk about guns a lot. I come from the same kind of
opposite end of that spectrum. They're rednecks. I lived next to Baptist Hospital for a little point there, and my brother was like, "Yo, I shot a deer from 146 steps." I shot that motherfucker trying to grab my TV from 12. My dad did, on the ride home from the family reunion, my dad did the lean forward. My dad's a very Kenny Rogers looking, Kris Kringle looking bastard. Very, very contemporary redneck looking. And he does the lean forward and here. I looked at my brother and I was like, that kind of sounded like gunshots. We talking about guns all day, and he's like, what kind of guns have you been shooting? Well, the answer is, sir, gas-powered carbines. It's a gun lover joke right there. All right. I watch a lot of TV, I've seen the Geico commercials, and then Geico just brought out a new slogan, They got the commercial where they're at the auction. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
I want to find that girl. She takes one in the hand and two in the bush. The Allstate commercials, we got this Dennis Haysbert. 6.5-foot tall looking football statured black dude, real rough looking bastard. Always wearing a trench coat like he just came out of a mafia flick, and he's always saying stuff like 60,000 people die in car wrecks every day. I'm kind of thinking he's the one causing the car wrecks. He's always standing in the road.
Or to be in good hands. Sounds like you got to pay him off to actually get something done around here. Shit. And I was on Facebook the other day, and I thought it'd be clever to make my own MySpace for my hand. And I recently became in a relationship with my hand.
My wife responded with, it's kind of funny, your hand has the same birth date as you do. I was like, yeah, I think we're kind of meant for each other. I just hope she's not cheating on me. Thank God everybody remembers these Chilean miners, these miners down in Chile, and they finally got them out. Good news. Well, if George Bush was still in office, if we wanted to get him out, all we would have had to put was like, they have weapons of mass destruction. He would have had a shovel and a Bud Light just kicking that bitch open.
Thank God Saddam isn't in control of their country. He would just toss like some napalm and some Molotov down there. Had a Chile cook-off. Too soon. This is just in. We got the fair in town. It's great to have the fair, but like Alan said, it's very unfair. We always got the kids that pay the most, for the art gallery, and they've got the biggest exhibit. They're the ones that paid the most, even though their shit's like macaroni on some crayons. We got the games, which is just an economic failure. That's like pocketbook suicide. Nobody can win that shit. And then all the jobs. Every ride is ran by a Mexican. You know, if I show up, 2 hours late, that's my problem because I'm an alcoholic. But it's not fair because the Mexicans just hopped out the van and loaded up the whole crew. I was at the fair with my buddies a couple of years ago. And they just got off the zipper, and my buddies are kind of weird, they're the type that like to carry the knives on them. They always have knives on them, like they're gonna get jumped by like fucking guerrilla tactic, Viet Cong or some shit. And my buddies were like, "Oh, I got a knife on me." And I'm like, "I am not riding with your ass. I've seen Final Destination too many times." He actually told me both of their knives were switchblades, and when they were on the zipper, the knives came out and just popped open, just bouncing around like fucking ping pong. I am not riding a ride with your ass. And I'd like to say one last thing. I want to bring it back since I brought it in the news. I want to talk about politics here. We may differ in opinion. I want to bring back a political figure from the history. Adolf Hitler.
Woo!
I gotta say, he was right. A Mercedes never looked better in black.
Oh.
Thanks, everybody.